Anything that's emerging technology, we're asking ourselves, so how do we tell stories, especially African stories, within these formats? How are they going to work for us? So we really enjoy working with the public and essentially demystifying this technology. We held the very first virtual reality exhibition about 3-4 years ago in 2019, and that just really blew up. I remember just how excited people's faces were and just intrigued that they could be transported to different parts of the world, to different realities in different worlds. We're in the coming months also going to be working with children and in schools, which I'm really excited about. But it's also a chance for young people to, especially young African people, to have their voices heard within this new format or within this new medium that's taking over the world right now. But also figure out how these formats or how these mediums can work within their societies, how they can help within their society. So for example, we've seen a young person here in Tanzania essentially work with augmented reality to be able to create augmented reality textbooks. So you would open up a book that has, let's say, a biology book, and there are some schools that don't have labs in the country, and he's working to create, let's say, digital assets of the brain, of the human anatomy. So you would just scan with a low-cost smartphone, you would scan the images, and then the brain would pop up and you would be able to interact with that. And I'm excited about things like that because those are the solutions that we're trying to expose people to when they come here at OnaStories, to be able to play around with the equipment that we have. So with VR, for example, or with 360, for each scene we have to think what's happening in front and what's happening behind. We then go and shoot, right? And then after that we have a process called stitching. It's about taking footage that's mostly like this, it's flat, and then making it spherical. I think I can just speak to the people that we are interacting with and the young people that we're interacting with. They're seeing an avenue in which they can express themselves. They're seeing an avenue where they can also create solutions for their societies in one way or another, especially, for example, in the education system. We have a STEM park here in Tanzania, and we are working with them, to create augmented reality walls and murals, for example, that kids can be able to interact with and see the future. Because these technologies are so new, they're not being taught in schools, there's no curriculum for them in universities and the like. We are essentially also the ones creating our own curriculum, but also creating our own vocabulary, because we teach in Kiswahili, and so we figure out, so what does virtual reality mean in Kiswahili, and so on and so forth. So I would love there to be a curriculum that's for the African context for these new technologies here in Tanzania and here in Africa, and we would love to lead that, and we are essentially endeavoring in doing that work.